You can feel like there's a big wide world out there, and that can have a big impact on your self-esteem when it comes to the world of work. And you sort of feel insecure putting yourself out there and going back into it, even though you know deep down that you are such a more rounded person. You have picked up so many transferable skills. You are probably the most organized and the most productive you've ever been. You're multitasking. I mean, whether it's a thing or not, for a young, like a mum of young children, your multitasking is on another level. You are firing away and you are carrying so much in your head. And you can, given a bit of space, transfer all those skills and become a really effective worker bee. Whatever that might be, you can go back into that world and you have a lot to offer. But on a very emotional, kind of human level, you still can feel quite vulnerable putting yourself out there. And do you find that that's something that is common now that you're having these conversations with women who are coming to that point of returning to work?
Absolutely. And I think it doesn't matter whether you've had 9 months, 12 months, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I think that perspective shift and that identity shift that you have by becoming a mother is so huge that sort of how you're perceived by others, and especially if you're going in part-time or you're going back on reduced hours or those sort of things, like what other people think of your ambition and your drive and all of those things, that you almost have to work like you don't have your kids and that's not a big deal anymore, but actually they are the biggest deal and you have to kind of forget about them. So many mums, and actually in the year anniversary of the post that I did, we sort of asked people to share their stories. And the reason I asked people to share their stories is because when my post went viral, what I was getting back was just thousands of stories that were just the same as mine, that this feeling of feeling stuck, that they've got 2 young children this age and this age. It was like reading my story again and again and again and again, which is, in one way, it's reassuring to know that I wasn't the only one. And, you know, we're in this and there's a lot of us that feel like this, but also very scary to know that there are so many people, so many women that go through this process and this, you know, and nothing is almost being done for us on the other side. And I think that is why it's scary going back, because you hope, if you're lucky, you might get a really decent line manager, you know, who supports you and understands it, whether they've got children or not, to be able to help you come back into work. But, you know, for a lot of people, they're maybe changing roles or they're having to change jobs or they're going into a new role or a new career. And it's a big deal. And so no wonder people feel this sort of lack of confidence going back in. And a huge part of what the work we're doing now is just to try and find as many people and resources and companies who can help you, build up that feeling of confidence and feeling like you are being welcomed back, as opposed to, you know, the door being shut on you, because it is huge. And there's so many people that feel like there are no doors out there that will open. And I know I felt that. And if I'm honest, even though I've been doing this now, I haven't had to apply to another role, but I would be petrified of doing that because, you know, what would people think, you know, those sort of things. So I work really hard to sort of, try and find as many ways to advocate for yourself, to promote yourself, to show up and, you know, put down all those transferable skills and put down that you were a parent, you know, you are a parent and that's why you've had a career gap. Really be proud of that so we can normalize the fact that parents, women, have to and want to go back to work with young children, and that actually they are a huge part of our workplaces that we need to welcome back, because otherwise it makes it so hard for women to want to return or to feel that they are confident enough to return.